What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Hello. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Oh, it's hotter than the sun in this office-y like room type thing. Anyhow, I just wanted to come on and make a quick video. I was at the game Friday night, so I was watching us against West Brom. Had really good seats. Just behind the dugout to the right. I noticed that Pervader and Somerville were sat just in front of me. They seemed quite engrossed in the game. They were quite happy to sit and take pictures with everybody. The atmosphere was absolutely, at certain points, it was absolutely electric, and it really felt like that kind of fuck you attitude that you get from Ellen Road, that you can only really get from Ellen Road, where it's a case of it's us against the world. And it was spine-tingling, to say the least. It was really good fun. West Brom fans did their part. They sang for all of about 2 minutes, and then that was about it. It was funny, the irony of them going, you've only got one song, and I could only remember one song that they actually sang, and I couldn't tell you the words. They just seemed to repeat it over and over and over and over again. But we are where we are, and that's all I could say about that, really. The match as a whole, I thought, was good. You can see what Farke is trying to do. You can see the improvements that he's making. You can see what he's wanting to do in terms of how he's trying to get the team to play, and kind of what he's wanting everybody to do. And Rodon looked really good. I was impressed with him. Very assured, very comfortable on the ball, and that confidence then breeds into Strauch. It just seems to be the way that it is. If Strauch is playing with somebody that's confident, he then plays with confidence himself. I thought Byram at left back had a good game. It was fine, nothing massive to write home about, but then again at the same time just did what he was supposed to do, which was fine. Ayling got better as the game went on. I think that's probably the easiest thing to say. Got caught out a couple of times, but that's because in the new system he's being asked to play so far up from where he is used to playing, in terms of, I think Farke likes them to come to cut in and invert, so the right back then kind of becomes a right winger kind of thing. And I think it's kind of struggling for him to get the hold on how that actually works properly, but it just is what it is. Ampadu, again, looked assured. I'm not saying it was an amazing performance by the whole team by any stretch, but looked assured. Gray, there's just nothing you can say about that kid. He's 17 years old and he bullies people in the middle of the park. He's strong. There's little things that he does that just gets him out of the way he can move his feet to get out of a situation. I was obviously in the West Stand. There was a bit, and I think it was in the second half, where he had the ball and he just did a little twist pirouette type thing with 3 players around him, and it just took him clean past them. He's just got bags of confidence, that kid, and it could be a really good season for him. In attack, we had James on one side, Shackleton on the right, and then Rutter in the middle. So James, it's probably the best game he's had for us for a while. Yes, I know he can be frustrating at times, but the only thing I was slightly disappointed about was that he didn't really go after their right back after the early booking, because I think he could have got him sent off eventually, because he would have had to have been taken down. Shackleton, I thought, struggled a little bit first half, but second half seemed to get his win. He was doing the things that we used to see Shackleton do, which is burn past with loads. He's like a little terrier, but being able to get past people and do what needs to be done. And Rutter, difficult for Rutter. Probably, I think that was his first proper full game, but there is a player in there. I just need it to, or I would really like it if that player came out. It's difficult, but it's there, and I think it will happen eventually. He's shown glimpses of it. Obviously, we know what happened right at the very end. Soft goal to give away in the second half. We were caught cold. That's the easiest way of saying it, and we didn't defend the corner very well. So, not to mention that it was a handball, an offside, but we won't talk about that. I mean, the ref was garbage as it was anyways. Not just for us, but for both sides. We definitely should have had a pen. Joffrey should have had a pen. But I do want to say that that goal comes about from us dicking about with it in the first half, and that was dicking about with it, not in the first half, sorry, in defence, and not getting rid of it sooner. There were a few times where people got frustrated with Meslier because of how he was. It was like really delayed in terms of the way that he was playing. But then you think about it, and we haven't got a natural number 10 that we could do an outball to, or a natural number 9 that we could do an outball to, or just in that kind of veil. So I get it to a certain degree, but I also understand why people were getting annoyed or frustrated. It makes perfect sense to me. There's no qualms about that whatsoever at all. So great goal for us for the equaliser. And just before that as well, Dan James had that shot, which was just an absolutely phenomenal save. Their keeper, I mean, if it hadn't have been for their keeper, we could have easily won that 3-1, I think, minimum. If the referee had given us the penalty, we could have won it probably 4-1, maybe. I'm not saying we played them off the park, but I think we were very, very competitive and we did everything right. And you can see what Farke is trying to do, and you can see just the shoots are there. It's kind of starting to come together a little bit, and it was very telling what Ayling said after the game as well, where he said that he's just looking forward to the window being finished now, so he can see who's here. I can't help but feel from Bill that's a slightly or a thinly veiled dig at certain people, which I'm going to get into. So, for example, Gnonto decided to put in a transfer request literally just before the game kicked off. His agent is an absolute twat. I mean, who in their right mind advises their player that the best way for you to get a move, when you've already pissed everybody off, is to put in the transfer request just before kickoff? Now, I know that Farke said that he didn't want to get any information, any news, nothing about any transfer requests or anything like that building up to the game. That tonight was all about the game and all about the players and all about how they were playing and what they were doing and how they were going to be doing it. And, you know, fair play to him for that. I absolutely agree with that 100%. There were quite a few chants of Gnonto as a wanker, which, for me, quite right. It just... You can't help but feel, I understand about his career and this, that and the other, but you were plucked from obscurity from FC Zurich. We gave you the opportunity. You owe us a little bit of loyalty. As a minimum, at least till January. At least until January. At least put in the effort and make us feel like you're a professional, basically. So that was infuriating. When you heard the news, it was. I remember scrolling through Twitter and thinking, "What? Why can't I see? What? That's ridiculous!" And it has. It was literally. I think Everton have they offered 25 mil. I think, and we've turned it down again. I think if the figure goes to 30, then we'll take it. But I mean, going on. I mean, today's Sunday, so between me, you, and the four walls, I think Everton are going to struggle this year. Looking at how they played against Aston Villa, that was shocking to say the least. But, you know, it is what it is. It's getting to the stage now where I just can't help but think to myself, you know, fuck off, I've had enough. I'm tired of it all now. I just want to get people that want to play for the badge, play for the shirt, play for the fans. They're the people that I want in the squad. And then Adams sealed his move to Bournemouth for 23 million. So we've managed to make a little bit of money out of that, which is fine. Adams gave a very muted message, just sort of saying, "Oh, without the chance to say good," but no one cares, mate. It is interesting that the level of abuse that he got on Twitter, that when it went onto Instagram, I think he turned off the comments on Instagram, so you couldn't put any comments against it. Obviously, a lot of people aren't happy about it now. I don't blame him solely for relegation. However, we're the ones that looked after him while he was injured. We rehabilitated him. He's looking to jump ship. He was going to go to Chelsea. That fell through. The Bournemouth thing came through. Then he wasn't going to go to Bournemouth, and he is going to Bournemouth, and then the Bournemouth deal's done. So as far as I'm concerned, you're looking after number one weight, which again I get to a certain degree, but it's just a bit of a kick in the teeth for the players and the fans that wanted to be there for you. And it's interesting how the club announced it as well, whereas normally there's some little bit of comfort, like we want to put on record our thanks to and it was literally just, we can confirm that today Tyler Adams has left the club for an undisclosed fee. It's 23 million. We all know it's 23 million. I don't know why they say undisclosed fee, but yeah, so that happened, and I'm just, you know, when you're just like, oof, whatever. But again, I will say the positivity of what I saw on Friday night. Everybody put in a shift. Everybody put in a shift. There was no kind of real passengers. Everybody played good. You can still see that we desperately need a number 9 and number 10. We need a left back, without a shadow of a doubt. But then again, Byram's making that position his own. I don't think Byram's realistically put a foot wrong, and he nearly scored as well, which was good. But yeah, that's going to do it. I just wanted to give my quick review of Friday and the weekend also. I will be bringing you a video a little bit later on this week. And yeah, that's it for now. If you're new, subscribe. If you've enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. Share the video with whoever you would like to. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers.